When Alfredo Griffin stepped up in the bottom of the 10th with Bell on third and 2 out, manager Bobby Cox decided to gamble. Griffin beat out the bunt and squeezed home the winning run. Royals manager Dick Hauser tried to counter, but to no avail, as the Blue Jays maintained the second-best record in the majors.
That might do it. The throw from Smith. The Blue Jays win it. Mosby scores, and they'll take a 2-0 lead to Kansas City on the Al Oliver base hit.
The Blue Jays didn't quit after they thought they got a bad call on the ball in center field. Jimmy Williams says, come on, they've been running on the outfield arms in this series. So they come back. Some misplays help them out again by the Kansas City Royals defense.
We give the light beer from Miller Player of the Game to the entire Blue Jays squad and to their fans. So a check for $1,000 in the name of the Blue Jays goes to help fight multiple sclerosis. The only consolation for the Royals, the noose is not quite as tight as it would have been in past years if this were a best out of 5. There's still time to regroup. For Tony Kubek, I'm Bob Costas. See you Friday in KC.
There's the 2-0 pitch. Ground ball right side. Loose, headed for home. He gets through. It got away, and Toronto wins. The Toronto Blue Jays, an incredible comeback in the bottom of the 9th inning. Steal one away from the Tigers. It could be a crushing blow to the Detroit Hopes, winning an American League East title. Lou Whitaker threw to the plate. It was there in time, but it skipped away from Mike Heath as the Tigers went for the force play. And Toronto's Manny Lee scored the game winner as the Jays score 3 in the bottom of the 9th to win it 3-2.
Boy, that was surprising. That was a one-hopper at Lou Whitaker, hit like a shot. It looked like an easy double play over to Trammell to first base. Lou chose to come home and threw the ball away. They're playing in double play depth. I don't know what Lou was thinking, Ed. Mosby does run good, but you can see this ball is a shot right to Lou Whitaker. And he could have. They were playing in middle double play depth, and he throws it home and throws the ball short, throws it away. That's the end of the ball game. Well, I got to believe he goes to Trammell to first. That's an easy double play.
That's the way it looked, but that's not the way it was. And it is a 3-2 Toronto victory.
Here we see Lou making the throw, and he short hops Heath. Nothing much Heath can do. He tried to block it and catch it. Took a hop up, hit him in the chest, and away it goes. Game.
A tremendous comeback for the Blue Jays as they take advantage of what has been kind of a shaky situation in the bullpen for the Tigers down the stretch. And they tag the Tigers with a 3-2 loss, and they go in front by 2.5 games, which is the largest lead any team has held since the 5th of August. In the 9th, 3 runs, 3 hits. 3 were left. It is a 3-2 final, Toronto. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment here on Pass.
base hit. In comes Barfield. It's going to the wall. In comes Upshaw. Here comes Thornton to win it. Again, the line drive up the alley. When it hit the rug in left center, it had gone to the wall, and all three scored. Barfield and Upshaw to tie it up, and Thornton, the pinch runner, to win it on the double by Juan Beniquez. Toronto scored 3 in the 9th inning last night to win it, and 3 in the 9th inning today to beat a Tiger team that has to have its heart broken. 10-9.
They had to lead, but they didn't have the feeling they were going to win all day long. And I tell you, the crowd waiting for Beniquez to come out.
Well, this week's NBC Miller Lite Player of the Game has to be Juan Beniquez. And Miller Lite happy to present a check for $1,000 in the name of Juan Beniquez to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. And if you were writing a lead for today's game, I think it would begin the Detroit Tigers coming from in front lost to the Toronto Blue Jays.
They had to lead but kept hearing the footsteps.
1-0 to Bell. Fastball. This game is over. Blue Jays win.
Just a swing normally, and accidentally he might get him over. Deep to left field. The crowd will tell you goodbye. Home run. It's over.
Taking a base with him. Lyons took one, but the Jays are taking the win. The home runs have just killed the Sox against this club.
Ground ball, an error by Lyle. Bell scores. The Blue Jays win it, 3-2. How about these Blue Jays?
A
a swing and a fly ball left field. It is all over.
Fly ball, right field is deep. It could be. It could be. It's off the wall. The Blue Jays win it. The Blue Jays win it.
Clutch.
Fly ball, deep left field. Back. Off the wall. The Blue Jays win it. The Jays win it. Larry Adler scores. Mosby does it. Lloyd Mosby comes through.
Now, 2 games up on Baltimore and a chance to clinch.
Threw home to try to get Wilson, but Wilson slid in safely, giving Toronto a 4-3 victory and pulling them to within 1 game of the Red Sox in the American League East.
Greg Olson faced John Olerud.
Up the middle. The Blue Jays win it.
Another heart stopper.
Fly ball to left field. Deep left field. It's gone. Toronto wins it. The Blue Jays have won it again. The Blue Jays in the bottom of the 9th inning are a winner for the 3rd straight day over the Orioles. Up the middle. The Blue Jays have got it again.
Sweet swinging Rance Mulliniks delivers again. How about this comeback club?
Game over. The rookie's first home run gives Toronto a 5-4 victory. Oh, and a high jumper right to the shortstop. Vizquel has one. He said he was off the plate. He was off the plate, and Toronto wins it. Base hit. Blue Jays win the game. Blue Jays have come from behind to beat the Minnesota Twins 4-3. Breaking ball high. It's trouble. It drops. Here comes the tying run. Here comes the winning run of the Jays pulled up. They win it 6-5 and stay in first place.
Chopper base hit. The Blue Jays win it. How about that? Corey Snyder, Joe Carter, and the Toronto Blue Jays win it 5-4.
Nobody out. Winning run on third. Base hit. Blue Jays win the East. Let the celebration begin.
Center for a base hit. White will score. Alomar's going to go to third. No. High goes into the dugout, and this game is over. Alomar scores, and the Blue Jays score 2 in the bottom of the 9th.
The 2-2 pitch to Kent. Line drive to left. Moving over Abner, running. It's over his head. It goes to the wall, and Gruber scores to win it 2-1.
For the home team. Greg Myers in a pinch hitting role. Base hit to left. Kelly Gruber, who scored the game-winning run yesterday, scores that game-winning run on this Sunday. Save! And the Jays are too, as they add to the misery.
No bunt here. Drive is up in left center. That's going to go to the wall. Derek Bell being waved around third, and the Blue Jays win it. Up the middle. Base hit. Juicy's around third. The Blue Jays win the ball game. There goes Alomar. Hit into left field. Base hit for Maldonado, and the Blue Jays win the ball game.
Man on first, Eric Plunk pitching. John Olerud to right field, and that's a winner. The 2-run game-winning homer for John Olerud. Big hit as Toronto wins.
He's come into a very difficult spot. And Maldonado takes an 0-2 pitch to deep center to win the ball game. On an 0-2 pitch, he gave him something that Maldonado could drive, and he drove it, driving in Alomar with the winning run. Toronto takes game 3, 3-2. Welcome to Canada World Series.
Breaking ball on the outside part, a hanger. Kelly Gruber ending game 2 with the chop, and now Alomar chops across home plate.
Consecutive, heartbreaking, gut-wrenching losses for the Atlanta Braves in the 9th inning.
Ball can be very strong out over the plate. Base hit ties it up.
Fly ball, right field. Deers running hard. He won't get to it. Kenyate's in to score. White's running hard around third base. The relay held onto by Whitaker, and the Blue Jays win the game. With a 4 RBI night, extra bases to right field off Bob McDonald, and the Jays salvage a win in this series with Detroit, 6-5.
Quintana on the day at the bottom of the 12th, first and second. Carter again after the home run. He gets the game-winning rib. Jeff Russell taking to right field. Here comes Alomar, beats the throw easily. 3-2, the Jays sweep. That would be 7 in a row for Toronto and Joe.
Willie Kenyatte, the batter to lead things off for the Blue Jays in the 9th. Lifts it into left field. Back goes McReynolds, still going back, and it's gone! Oh, wow! Give me a break. Who would have thought Devon White sitting down today would be a break for the Blue Jays? But Willie Kenyatte, the new hero in Toronto, he goes 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs and this game-winning home run.
Well, you remember earlier in the game you mentioned it's hard to tell what's going to happen in the short term. Another breaking ball up in the strike zone, and while you might look for possibly a base hit, you don't look for him to knock the ball out of the ballpark. Not only knocked the ball out of the park, but he won the ball game for the Jays.
Kenyatte, who came into the contest with just 1 hit in 18 at-bats.
In the 7th, extra innings in the 10th. Mark Williamson on, facing Tony Fernandez. Cal infield in, bobbles it, throws wide. Chris Hoyles comes off the plate. Paul Molitor, who walked to start the inning, scores the game-winning run, and for the second.
The next batter is Tony Fernandez. Fernandez brings home the game winner. Molitor scores, and the Jays win it in their final at bat by the final of 2-1.
And hits that one over the head of Yount. Ball game is over. Blue Jays win 11-10.
So the tying run is at second. The run that would win the World Series is at first, and Joe Carter is the batter.
Here's the pitch on the way. A swing and a belt. Left field. Way back. Blue Jays win it. The Blue Jays are World Series champions as Joe Carter hits a 3-run home run in the 9th inning, and the Blue Jays have repeated as World Series champions. Touch 'em all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
Now the 2-2. Well hit down the left field line. Way back in. Joe Carter with a 3-run homer. The winners and still world champions, the Toronto Blue Jays.
This is a storybook ending. I told my wife before I went to the ballpark, I said something special is going to happen today. You know, what can you say? This is awesome. I told everybody I was going to catch the last out. When we didn't score there in the 8th inning, I said, now I'm going to drive in the winning run to myself, and I'm thinking that. And now I said, I've got to be a part of that. You know, you look at the films from last year, I got made the last out, and now this year, you know, it's the game-winning home run. I mean, this is, I can't explain it.
He knew when he hit it that it had a chance, and he knew before he reached first base that he was a hero all across Canada. An incredible ending to a postseason that had many remarkable and memorable moments. And for the first time ever, the Toronto Blue Jays have won the World Series on Canadian soil. Congratulations to the '93 World Champions.
He's had his fastball up to 89 since coming into this game. Carter slams it. Oh, he's hit it a long ways. It's gone. Home run, Joe Carter. The Blue Jays win the game. And Carter has 1,001 RBIs. Just keep doing it. For Joe Carter, this would be 1001, a space odyssey.
Joe Carter wants that ball.
You bet he does.
That's what he's telling everybody down there. Somebody go get that ball.
He signaled that he wanted it as he rounded second base.
That's what he's concerned about right now. Somebody go get that ball for me. RBI's 1,001, game-winning two-run home run. It's another breaking pitch. Carter got it and hammered it out of the ballpark. Take a look at it. You can see it stays on the inside part of the plate. Joe knows it's gone. For Carter, that's his third home run of the season.
Tom Hankey in for the Rangers. Kevin Kennedy concerned. Hankey walked the first two batters of the 11th. John Olver third with 2 outs, and Pat Borders. The game-winning hit, the deep single to center field off Hankey. Jays win at 4-3.
Tied at 2. Paul Molitor. The bounce to the short. Kevin Seitzer can't get a handle on it. White scores from third to win it in the ninth, 3-2. Oh, they're flirting with disaster, and Carter makes them pay. Jose Mesa gives up the base hit. That's RBI 5-4 for Carter, and the Jays win it.
Play to the bottom of the 12th. Joe Carter on third base is juiced. Gonzalez does it again. Carter scores. Jays win in 12.
DeSarge had 2 home runs today. And then in the 9th inning, game tied at 3, John Olerud, a pinch hitter. Huff scores. Second night in a row that the Jays have beaten the Royals.
Arguing some of the calls in the 8th. Bottom of the 9th, Tomas Perez chops one down the third baseline. Tommy throws it away. Joe Carter coming around. Joe Carter huffing and puffing. Joe Carter's a winning run. Joe Carter's in there, and Toronto wins 5-4.
Lance Parrish. Matt Mieske brought in as a 5th infielder, then he went back out. He didn't go out far enough. Jays win 5-4. They snap a 7-game losing streak.
Jays would tie in the 8th, end of the 9th. Carlos Delgado, 4th hit of the game, single. To bring in Otis Nixon with the winning run.
Now, bottom of the 11th, Heathcliff Slocum comes into the game with Juan Samuel at second. Sandy Martinez rips the base hit. Samuel scores. Jays win. Spelled right on this blue.
Well, they may spell it right now. Bases loaded, bottom of the 10th. 1 out. Robert Perez delivers against Stan Bullen to Carlisle. Carlos Delgado, who had 4 hits in the game, scores.
Caught just short of the track. Big guns, no runs, still 4-all. We go to the 10th. Charlie O'Brien, the pinch hitter, and we call that a hit in the pinch. Base knock. Felipe Crespo scores, and the Jays come all the way back and win it in 10, 5-4 the final. Bottom of 10, 3-all, Joe Carter, and that is the man you want up in extra innings. Game over. Takes Montgomery deep into left, and that's that. Blue Jays win at 5.
McGuire, bottom of the 9th, Art Howe signaling for help for good reason. Joe Carter with a man on, down 1 run, hits a game-winning 2-run homer off of Jay Wittesick, not Mitch Williams, to win the game. Your final is 4-3.
Load the bases, and then Otis Nixon comes to the plate.
ever so sweetly to right center field. Carlos Delgado scores, and the Jays win it 4-3.
Still dropped it last week. Same thing. Joe Carter at the plate. He goes the other way off Norm Charlton. Jay Buhner, he cannot come up with it. Would have been a nice little play at the plate with Otis Nixon coming around.
Greg Olson walks Carlos Delgado on 4 straight pitches. The easiest way to score a winning run in baseball. I don't think Mr. Kelly's happy.
Buddy Bell couldn't tell, but his fingers were crossed. Tough pitch. Ball 4, winning run comes across.
And the pitch, ball 4. Ball 4, not that exciting, but you know what? That's how the Jays won the game at the count of 4-3.
Third time this year, they won with the bases loaded on 13, 2 out. Carter, straight butter. Lazy fly ball to center. Rondell White dives, but cannot get it. Otis Nixon scores. Joe C. being an OG. He was 3 for 5 of the night. Bottom of the ninth, we're tied at 2. Jose Cruz Jr. facing Eddie Guardado with 2 runners on. Base hit, and that'll wrap it up. Stewart scores from second. Blue Jays win 3-2. So the new look Blue Jays outfield looked great in its debut.
13 pop fly.
Clemens got 18 straight at one point, and the Sox have got a great outing from Jamie Navarro, who was matching.
Potential winning run at first.
Green into right center. Jacob Brumfield and Shannon Stewart score, and the Jays would win it.
And Thomas goes 0 for 4. Alex Gonzalez on the bottom of the 12th.
There's a base hit back through the middle. Graybeck scores.
Who do you think he's rooting for? Graybeck scores. Jays win it in 12-5.
Type of guy that you got to be patient against.
Canseco drills it. And the Blue Jays win it.
Jose Canseco hits number 11, and the Blue Jays win it. Bill Taylor got a ball up. He wants to pitch around the knees, and he left that one about belt high, and Canseco knocks it into the Blue Jays bullpen. Only the second home run given up by Taylor all year long, and Canseco comes through.
Another 3-2. And he clubs it to center. Deep. Gone!
Well, nobody needed a 3-hit game more than Mike Stanley. He hits his 6th home run on a 3-2, 2-out pitch from Rich DeLucia, and DeLucia knew immediately. Edmonds stops hoping to play the carom, and he's disappointed.
Stanley came into the game mired in one of the biggest droughts of his career, but after grounding out and striking out at his first 2 at-bats, a single in the 5th, a single in the 7th, and a home run to straightaway center field with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th to give the Blue Jays a 5-4 win.
Well, he had a good at-bat, and that ball was down about knee-high, and he stroked it into center. He had 2 hits prior to that last at-bat, and he spanked it right out of the ballpark. Home run number 6 for Mike Stanley.
At third, the winning run, Jose Canseco at the plate. With 2 outs off Heathcliff Slocum. Brings in Gonzalez. The Jays win it by the final of 4-3.
And easily. Now 2 out. Shannon Stewart up with Samuel on third after another stolen base. Base hit to center. Sammy scores.
Bottom 11, 2-3-3, 2 runners on. Darrell Veras to Shannon Stewart, the single, and the game winner, Tony Fernandez, come to score. The Blue Jays win in 11.
Can cash in. Gonzalez at third. Runners at the corners, no out.
There it is.
Carlos sends it deep end. Gone. Home run to win the ball game. Blue Jays win it in the
7th.
Oh! Carlos Delgado did not have a base hit all day. With one swing, wins it for Toronto. 3-run home run. 8-6 Blue Jays.
Watch this. Look at this, up in the zone, and watch Carlos say yes, throws the bat back to the dugout. Oh, second deck shot. Way to go, look at him, yes.
Carlos Delgado, the hero.
I think he may be looking at us up here.
Carlos sends one deep and long, 3-run home run. 9-6, Toronto. Blue Jays win it. Delgado on a mistake from Kip Gross, and you saw Jimmy Williams waving his infield in. He might as well have been waving him out. There was no way they were going to catch that baseball.
2 outs. Who do the Blue Jays go to but Tony Fernandez, and he comes through. Scoring Sean Green. Blue Jays win it by the final of 2-1. Fernandez now hitting .411, 2,178th hit of his.
Fletcher got it. To wrap it up. The O's blow leads in the 9th and 10th to lose 10-9. Their 7th straight loss. Said Fletcher, I've never had a walk-off homer in my career.
Extra innings tied at 7. Bottom of the 10th, John Hudek now in there. Tony Batista leading off. And with that, the Braves will be wiped to full screen. His 11th of the season. Jay's 4th home run of the game. This one in the bottom of the 10th.
On to Batista. He is one of the more remarkable baseball players who has played in this city in a long, long time.
And that smile tells you all you need to know about Tony Batista's day. 2 home runs for Batista. Take a look at this swing. This is a no-doubter, a breaking ball that just doesn't get out over the plate. He knows it's gone. Look at his reaction. And the skipper enjoys this one. Get out of here. 2nd home run of the day for Tony Batista, and it's a game winner.
Fashion. Bottom 9 tied at 10. 2 on for Darren Fletcher facing Paul Shuey. Down the line, you know, it's a walk-off single.
Tied at 6 apiece. Tony Batista. Bueno up the middle. Jose Hoffman couldn't make the play. Mondesi comes to score, and the Jays win it 7-6. Graybeck up again. This time, not out, but up the middle. Just barely got through. Jose Valentin couldn't get on it. The game-winning hit for Graybeck. 4-3, the Jays win it. The 3rd, next batter, Tony Batista. Ball game. Blue Jays pick up the victory and win it by the final of 6-5.
Brantley dealing to Raul Mondesi, and Scott Rowland diving play, throws home. Shannon Stewart is in there. He is feeling good, and the Jays take it 3-2.
Blue Jays win. Carlito Delgado. Looking for a front page hero. We found one in Delgado. And you know what, folks? He's got my vote, MVP. No doubt about it.
Walk-off 2-run shot by Delgado. Blue Jays win it. You know, he didn't want to have Tony Batista go ahead of him in the home run derby.
Well, exactly. He said, hey, I can do you one better, Tony. We go into tomorrow's game all tied up, or the day off tomorrow tied up. But what a great job by Carlos Delgado. Home run number 35, 4 RBIs.
How about that?
And no doubt about it, they threw it inside, and he knew it.
You gotta love it.
Crowd here chanting Carlos, Carlos. You know, that could be a huge win for this ball club right here, right now.
Safest throw. Still tied at 3, bottom of 9. Batista facing Doug Jones to the left, and it drops. They are going to wave Martinez. He is the winning run. And they won't even make a play. Batista, the hero, and the Jays win 4-3. Christmas in at second. It's 5-5 as Wells misses his chance for win number 20. Bottom 9, Brad Fulmer taking C.J. Nitkowski into left. Alex Gonzalez scores. Fulmer 2 for 3, 4 RBI.
Rays go up 2-run on that shot. Bottom 9, game tied at 6. Trevor Enders pitching. Darren Fletcher, shallow left field. Felix Martinez, Randy Wynn. Oh, no. Communication. It's the key to all relationships. Tony Batista comes all the way around from first to score.
Bottom 10, former driller Tanyan Sturtz, Jose Cruz Jr. Let's eat. The post-game buffet is now open. Deviled eggs for everybody. Blue Jays leading 16th home run there in the American League. Toronto wins at 3-2.
Position 2 pitches later. Delgado broken bat. Carlos Beltran. No. Mondesi scores. Blue Jays win 5-4. And Frank White is stunned.
Of the year. Bottom 11, Tony Fernandez singles the right field. He was hitting for Alex Gonzalez. Mondi scores. Yeah, they snapped the Expos' 4-game winning streak in the process.
Gonzalez in scoring position when Mondesi does this to a 1-1 pitch. Money hit. Gonzalez rounding third. Troy O'Leary with the throw home. Not in time. The Blue Jays rally against Derek Lowe. Toronto scoring 3 with 2 out in the 9th. Next batter, Jose Cruz Jr. Game-winning home run. If you could see the expression of Jose Cruz Jr., and you would see it later on in this program, by the way, he pulled like a Carlton Fisk. He did. 21st home run, 2nd of the game. Jays win. So much for that streak of...
Later, Jimenez facing Joe Lawrence, first and third, and Lawrence to right field. Chris Woodward is going to score. The whole place is shaking. They don't know what to make of this Toronto team, which has won 4 in a row and 9 of 10.
Wow. Very nice.
6-1 under Carlos Tosca.
Eric Hinske. Matt Hergis on the hill, and there it goes. A walk-off home run for Hinske. And the Jays win at 5-4. Hinske's first career walk-off homer. He does it with 30 family members and friends in the stands. Hinske leads all rookies in the American League in home runs.
Hinske leading off the inning and sitting on a pitch. Gone. Second walk-off home run. Hinske has given the Jays the win, and he's pretty impressed.
Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever watched a home run like that before.
Carlos Delgado says, you know what, to us, you're still a rookie.
Blue Jays' last 3 losses have been by 1 run. Vernon Wells turning the table on that stat with the walk-off shot. Toronto wins 6-5. Royals' 5-game win streak is over.
Batter is Shannon Stewart. Stewart chops one to short. Angel Baroa, yikes, and away. Winning run, come on down. A 6-run 9th for the Jays. They beat the Royals 10-9. Back
it goes. Left field.
He began the game with a home run for the Blue Jays, and he ends it. Mob scene at home plate. Blue Jays win 5-4. Reed Johnson, the hero.
2 home runs. First at-bat for the Blue Jays in the first, and their last at-bat in the 10th. Send them to the exits happy on Father's Day. Reed Johnson, 2 dingers. The Jays win 5-4.
5 runs in 8 innings, no decision. Bottom 9, 5s everywhere. Bases loaded, 1 out. Julio Mayon, are you kidding me? He walks home the winning run. That's it. Johnson scores as Shannon Stewart gets the base on balls, and the Jays take it 6-5.
Be a big boost for him and the team, and certainly Roy Halladay with a base hit here.
Guilty drives the ball center field, playing shallow is Sanchez. It's over his head. The Blue Jays win. A pinch hit single by Bobby Kelty, brings home Eric Hinsky, and Roy Halladay wins number 19, 1-0. The same score he beat the Tigers on the last day of the season 1 year ago. They celebrate there as the doctor gets number 19. Watch Halladay's reaction. Yeah!
Oh, you gotta love it.
Blue Jays now one game over 500 at 71-70. 1-0. The Jays win in 10. Roy Halladay with a complete game shutout.
Runners on first and second, 2 out. It's Simon Pond, the legendary Simon Pond.
Off the glove of the first baseman, Kutchman. Everybody's safe. Runner coming home, and he's hung up between third and home. Nobody covering home. Gomez scores!
Oops. Blue Jays win 6-5. The Angels would intentionally walk Carlos Delgado. Brings up Greg Zahn, who says the turf is starting to become my friend. David Eckstein can't handle it. Menachino scores. Blue Jays win. Percival's fourth blown save in 16 chances. And still tied in the 10th. Reed Johnson. Broken bat up the middle. Chris Woodward scores, and the Jays win 2-1, snapping Tampa's 12-game winning streak. It's the Devil Rays' first loss since June 8th.
Delgado drives the ball. Back it goes. What do you think about that? A 3-run homer by Carlos Delgado, and the Blue Jays win.
The game, he earned that right. Jays got 2 to tie it, then in the 10th, Vernon Wells declares it go time. His 12th of the year, second career walk-off for him, and the second time in 5 days the Yanks lose.
Insane. So that brings up Orlando Hudson, who drives one deep to left center field. Drops in there for a double. Johnson scores, and the Blue Jays go on to take it by a final count of 4-3 from the reigning world champs.
It's Reed Johnson, remember, he homered earlier in the game. How about another one? Yeah, 3-run shot, the Blue Jays' first walk-off home run of the year. Johnson's second career multi-home run game. He was the hero Tuesday night in Toronto.
Gibby told me after I hit my first home run, I was coming up there my last at-bat, he said, you know, just get a base hit, be a hero, but just get a base hit, you know? I felt like turning around and telling him, you know, I'm going to try to hit one out again.
Oh, Gibby, of course, John Gibbons, the manager, his Blue Jays beat Boston 9-6.
Bottom 10 now. Koski facing Brendan Donnelly with the bases loaded. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Wild pitch. Russ Adams scores. It was Donnelly's third career wild pitch. Blue Jays win by a final of 3-2, and Donnelly actually got caught up in the celebration. 18th now. Orlando Hudson at bat with 1 out. Alex Rios on second. Scott Shields on the hill. This didn't look like a difficult pitch to catch, but Jose Molina couldn't hang on. So Rios hustles on over to third. Hudson still at the plate. Base hit, could it be? Yes. The Blue Jays win it 2-1 and complete the sweep of the Angels. And the Angels have now dropped 4 in a row.
Bottom 9, 1 out, no one on. We're tied at 3. Orlando Hudson facing Craig Dingman. Here's the 1-2. O'Dog said afterwards, the baseball gods helped carry it out. 10th homer of the season in 2 hours and 26 minutes. The Blue Jays beat the Tigers 4-3.
1-0 pitch to Wells. Swinging a fly ball deep left field. Long, high drive. That's going way back to the wall. There she goes. The Blue Jays 5, the Yankees 4 in 11. Vernon jumps on the plate. He's mobbed by his teammates. His 4th hit sends 42,336 home.
Wow, that was absolutely amazing. That is such a big win because it diffuses anything that's happened today, and the fact that the Jays were able to pull it out in extra innings. 3 in a row now in the past week.
Wells' 24th home run is a winner here in 11. The Blue Jays go to 6-0 in extra inning games. The Yanks fall to 6-2. 5-4. What a night here at the Rogers Center.
In 2 seasons to do that. We'll tell you the last to do it in a second. Meanwhile, bottom 10, bases loaded, nobody out. Fernando Rodney in, and there's Rios. He hit the homer in the bottom of the first to start the scoring for Toronto, and he ends the game with a walk-off sacrifice fly.
Evan, well, this was not top 10 if you were Tampa Bay. Tim Corcoran walks Aaron Hill, the walk-off walk. The Blue Jays win 12-11, bottom 9. They send 10 to the plate in the frame and scored.
8-6. Brian Fuentes deals to John McDonald. 0 for 4 in the game up to that point. And boy, did he come through clutch with the bases loaded. The blooper scores Matt Stairs. Aaron Hill beats the throw home. Catcher Chris Iannetta tries to throw out Curtis Thigpen at third. Ball goes into left field. Thigpen scores, and the Blue Jays win in dramatic fashion, 9-8.
We got extras here. Aaron Hill against Chad Bradford, bottom 10. Vernon Wells led off the 10th with a single off Bradford. Hill delivers with the Tim Kirchin would love this. It's the walk-off sac fly.
He likes sac flies, doesn't he?
Roy Halladay gets the no decision. He's lost, though, just once in his last 7.
As a hitter, that
is doing real well.
Have a puck.
This isn't the Hawk and Lube era. Bottom 9, Chris Britton in. We mentioned that bullpen is short. Rios got the second hit of the game for Toronto. Frank Thomas got the third hit of the game, and just like that, the Blue Jays win. Yankees go to Boston for 3, 5 back in the loss column.
Next batter is Adam Lind. He's up with 2 outs, runner in scoring position. He had been 1 for 19 in an earlier stint after a call of 3 for 4 in this game, and he drove in the winning run. Scott Rowland in to score. Blue Jays win 6-5. And they sweep the Orioles.
With 2 down and the bases loaded, lines to right field, and it is misplayed by Ichiro. A walk-off victory for the Blue Jays. Oh, my!
Drives one. This is it. The game is over. Another walk-off win at home for the Blue Jays.
Curtis Thigpen scores the tying run. Nathan blows his 6th save of the season. 3rd error of the game for the Twins. In the bottom of the 11th, John McDonald, the hero. Boy, the Twins not playing like they want a playoff spot. They've lost 3 straight.
13th, though, still 4-3. Greg Zahn, bases loaded, 2 outs. Grand opening, grand closing. Thank you for coming out. Let's good night. Jays have now won 7 straight, 7-4 to final. Tampa's lead shrinking a bit in the East. Well,
high fly ball into left field. Guillen going back, way back, and this is going to end the game as Granderson makes the catch. It'll be a sacrifice fly, and the Blue Jays will win it in the bottom of the 9th inning with a run. A comeback win tonight from Toronto.
Hurt the most.
And that ball hit high and deep to right field. Looking back, and this ball game is over. Lyle Overbay, a walk-off home run.
Overbay delivers the walk-off 2-run home run as the Blue Jays win the ball game 4-2. With 2 walks in the game, Marco Scutaro has reached base safely in all 13 games this season. Jack Cust, 1 for 5. He's reached base safely in 40 straight games, the 3rd longest streak in Oakland history, as the Blue Jays improved to 9-4 for the first time since 2001.
And this ball is laced to left field, well over the head of Murphy, and this ball game is officially over.
And a great piece of hitting by Kevin Millar. Little breaking ball. He just keeps his hands back and drives it deep into left center.
I don't know if the walk-off by Millar takes any sting out of the performance of B.J. Ryan tonight, but it's a W just the same against Darren O'Day. Millar, a walk-off hero as the Blue Jays even this series at 1. For Rance Mullinick, moves up to second. Aaron Hill is the batter, and he singles to center field. Here comes Barajas, a good arm for Jones, and that's the ball game. Hill, the hero, in a walk-off win against the Orioles.
This is Aaron Hill's game. He ties it with a home run in the 10th inning.
wins it in the 11th inning with a walk-off single. His last walk-off came in a victory over these Orioles. A sac fly in 07 against Chad Bradford. And he's walked off a victory here for the Blue Jays. 2 men on, 1 man out. Drives this ball to left field. Reimold back there at the wall. It's off the wall, and this game comes to a conclusion. A walk-off win for the Blue Jays, their first since the 2nd of May. Did they ever need a celebration like this one?
Boy, they certainly did. Some tough losses, some walk-off losses against them. You don't think that team wants to win? They had the right man in the right spot who was due. Slicing the ball hard off the wall in left field for a game-winning hit.
The victory for the Jays ends a 3-game slide.
JP Howell with the bases loaded, whoop, uncorks the wild pitch, and Marco Scutaro is going to score, and that's your ball game. The Jays win it by the final of 3-2. Zepchinski was outstanding, 2 runs on 3 hits. He strikes out 7. Kazmir pitched well enough to win, but didn't figure in the decision. Gives up 1 run on 4 hits, striking out 10 in 6 innings of work.
Breaking ball smack to the gap in center field, and that is trouble for the Orioles. Bautista heads for third, waved home, and he is storming in with a game-winning run. Aaron Hill is the walk-off hero as the Blue Jays win in the 11th inning. And what a way to amass 100 RBIs on the year. He has reached that level for the first time in his career in dramatic fashion.
Well, a nice at-bat by Bautista to start this inning with the base on balls, get aboard. Aaron Hill gets a breaking ball that stays up out over the plate. Didn't try to pull it, went with it beautifully to right center, and the moment the ball left the bat, you knew this game was over.
His 100th RBI. And once that found ground with Bautista well on his way, the Jays sailed on to the win as they take it 6-5. For Rance Mullinick, Sam Cosentino, Scott Carson, and our entire Sportsnet crew, I'm Jamie Campbell. Good night from Toronto. Kelly sets. That one is hit in the air. Left field. Up against that wall, and it's gone! A walk-off home run! Adam Lind has taken Kelly deep, and the Blue Jays have walked off with a victory. What can you say about the contribution of the young man that just won this ball game?
It's amazing, his ability to drive a pitch away from him for home runs. Almost a carbon copy of his first home run. Another pitch out over the plate, and one of those high, majestic fly balls that just keep carrying and carrying. Saunders runs out of room. It lands in the bullpen, and the Jays will walk off with the W.
And with that, a third home run of the ballgame. A lucky contestant takes home a 52-inch Sharp Aquos LCD TV with LED backlight and Blu-ray disc player. Aquos LED, the evolution of LCD TV continues. Check to see if you've won at hitahomerunwithsharp.ca. What a way to wrap up this game as the Blue Jays walk off with a win thanks to Adam Lind. For Pat Tabler, Sam Cosentino, Scott Carson, and our entire crew, thanks for watching. I'm Jamie Campbell. We'll see you Monday from Fenway Park.
Bringing a fly ball to center. Ellsbury medium deep to tag at third. Aaron Hill headed for home. The Blue Jays win it. From finale of this game, scoring 4 in the bottom of the ninth.
Daniel Bard, the big flamethrower out of the bullpen. You knew Fred Lewis was going to get a fastball at some point. He holds up on the first one and then bangs it deep enough for a sacrifice fly. The Blue Jays pick up their first walk-off win since June 5th. That was against the Yankees, and how sweet is that to snatch one away from the Red Sox.
Fred Lewis delivers the sacrifice fly to center field. Picks up his 31st RBI. Ellsbury in shallow center field. Can't throw out Aaron Hill, who scores the winning run here in the ninth inning. The Blue Jays come through against the toughest of the Red Sox bullpen. Represents the winning run at second. Little looper into the outfield. This will drop. Blue Jays will win it. McDonald around third. He scores. Hill delivers again. A walk-off base hit to right in the 11th. And the Blue Jays win 3-2.
He did it earlier this year. You mentioned against the Yankees, a base hit to right field. Good plate coverage from Aaron Hill.
Hit hard to right field. This has got a chance. Home run! Adam Lind has just walked off the Rays. A 2-run shot.
How quick was Adam Lind on that fastball in the inner half? I mean, he pulled his hands in and got the barrel of the bat to the ball so quickly. And when you do that, the ball just explodes off your bat. They tried to throw a fastball up and in, and he just came right through and on a line over the 328 sign in right field. The Blue Jays have a walk-off home run and a walk-off victory.
22nd home run of the season. A line drive over the wall in right field. The Blue Jays win the final game of the series to salvage one of the 3 games. Adam Lind comes through.
In yesterday's game, in what was eventually a 6-4 win. Lyle Overbay back to the track. Overbay walk it off! Number 20 of the year. The Blue Jays win it in the bottom of the 11th. 5-4 on Lyle Overbay's walk-off home run.
And what a way to hit number 20. A walk-off in the 11th for the Jays. And another big win here this afternoon.
Not at all. Escobar to right field. This ball is deep. Jesus at the wall. Home run! Junior Escobar walks off the Athletics with his first home run of the season.
How about that? The first 9 innings, I don't want to say they play small ball, but they bang the ball around the ballpark. But then the signature hit comes in extra innings.
First home run of the season for Escobar. Rajay Davis gets on base. Driven, that'll split the outfielders. That'll go all the way to the wall. It corners short around second. Here he comes around third. He's waved home. Jeter will not have a play. And Snyder wins it.
again.
The 7th comeback win of the season comes in the 11th inning on a 2-run home run by John McDonald. The Blue Jays lead the majors in walk-off home runs, walk-off wins since last September. Driven to center, that should do it. Ellsbury is back. Davis will tag. There's the catch. The Blue Jays are going to win it. What a night for David Cooper. His first big league home run and a walk-off sacrifice fly. Come kind of threatening. Corey Patterson drives it to right. This ball is gone. Walk-off home run for Corey Patterson. The 3rd walk-off home run for the Blue Jays this season. It comes in the 14th. His 5th hit of the day.
Finish it off, Corey. Exclamation point against Gavin Floyd. 3rd time in his career that he has had a 5-hit game, and he doesn't need the lights. He hits that one out and circles the bases as the Blue Jays win it and get back to 500.
What a day for Corey Patterson. Get out of here. High, deep, and far. Game winner, Adam Lind. Walk-off home run in the 11th. Home run number 12. The Blue Jays a perfect 6-0 at home. Extra inning win, another walk-off home run, 3rd home run, 4th walk-off home run of the season.
And it was a no doubt about it. Uehara looked so good in the 11th inning, 2 strikeouts, and it took 2 pitches, and Adam Lind ends it. The only question was it going to stay fair? Those balls from left-handers down the right field line have a tendency to hook, but this one stayed true. Plenty of distance, and he knows it. Right there, watch where this one hits. Bam. Game winner.
John McDonald. Swinging a fly ball. This should do it. Davis tagging at 3rd base. Gutierrez from deep center field. And the Blue Jays are going to win it. John McDonald with a walk-off sac fly. Rajai Davis comes into the game late and steals 3 big bases.
John Farrell has talked about Rajai Davis, what a difference maker he is. What an offensive threat that he could win ball games just with his legs, and that's exactly what he did here. He stole 2nd, stole 3rd, and then allowed John McDonald to lift the ball into the outfield for the game winner.
Rajai Davis came on as a pinch runner. In the 9th inning, he steals 3 bases. That ties him with Jacoby Ellsbury for the lead in the American League.
This is a big one right here. It's a high breaking ball, and he steals it easily. It's when Olivo bobbles the ball. And that led to this. Fastball over the middle of the plate, and McDonald pops it deep enough into center field. You're not going to get Davis on a ball this deep. And the Blue Jays have another walk-off win.
They are a perfect 7-0 in extra inning games here at Rogers Center. They are 9-2 for the season in extra innings, and they closed within a game of 500. Rajai Davis with his wheels brings home the game winner. The Blue Jays hang on to win it in the bottom of the 14th on the sac fly by John McDonald. Base hit. Blue Jays are going to win it. Here comes Escobar around 3rd. Encarnacion delivers.
It is the right man in the right spot. He's been swinging a hot bat for the Blue Jays. And if you get the left-hander out, you've got to face the tough right-hander, and Encarnacion delivers. Walk-off win. Blue Jays do it again at home.
Well, what a game for the Blue Jays. They were down, they kept pecking away, and Encarnacion delivers. A seed to center, and he knew it.
Soon as he hits it and that ball lands safely in the outfield, no chance to get the runner at second base. Everybody touches the bags, and the Blue Jays have another walk-off win. A big win coming back against Dan Herron.
Encarnacion chases home Yunel Escobar, who walked to start the 10th, the 8th walk-off win for the Blue Jays. They are perfect 8-0 in extra innings here at Rogers Center. High and deep, and you can forget about it. Brett Lawrie has just walked off the Red Sox. Home run number 8. The 9th walk-off win for the Blue Jays this season. Brett Lawrie with his first comes on his 8th home run.
That's how you do it. And I think he knew it too. Pitch in the middle of the plate. He extends through it. Home run number 8. And the Blue Jays go to 9-0 at home in extra innings. That's a no doubt about it right there.
Win it. J.P. Arencibia with 2 outs, a pinch hit single. The Blue Jays mount a comeback in the bottom of the 9th. And it all starts with a 2-out walk to Kelly Johnson. J.P. Arencibia comes off the bench to drive in the winning run.
First 2 batters strike out. And then here they come. The walk, a single, a hit batter. And then Arencibia is going to win it. It's a hanging breaking ball. Tried to bury it down and away, but it's up in the air. And Arencibia, who's been driving in runs all season long, has the game winner here in the 9th.
His 72nd RBI wins it for the Blue Jays in the 9th. The Blue Jays win it 5-4. Stay tuned for Jays Connected. Jamie Campbell, Greg Zarn will break it all down. Drives this ball to the gap. Anderson is not going to get it. Molina wins it. A walk-off hit to right center. Lawrie comes in. The Blue Jays win it 5-4.
Uncanny. The Blue Jays at home in their last at bat. All night long they have been begging for a base hit. Jose Molina gets his first swing. Just put in last inning as a defensive replacement. He gets his fastball, and I think he knows as soon as he hits it that one's going to split the outfield.
Then hits it, coming home for the ball. Safe, and the Blue Jays win it. Mike Mascoy scores. The Blue Jays walk off the Angels here in the 10th. Adam Lind hit the ball to the 5-man infield.
And it was Torrey Hunter, the right fielder, who came in to play at second base. Not used to those types of plays where you field a ground ball. His throw was a little wild, and the Blue Jays have another walk-off win.
Their 12th walk-off win of the season.
that ties the San Francisco Giants. You can see Trumbull dove for it. Hunter's throw is wide and in the dirt. Mathis can't hang on. Torrey Hunter coming in from right field, gloved it, no problem, but when he threw home, he bounced it to the outside of home plate. Mathis can't handle it, and McCoy scores the winning run. McCoy got a great break on contact and scores easily. The Blue Jays win it 3-2. Casey Janssen improves to 6-0. Breaking ball high, deep left field. Home run! Edwin Encarnacion has walked off the Angels. The Jays 11-0 in extra innings at Rogers Center. What a way to wrap up the home schedule.
With a walk-off home run, here comes Edwin. Touches home plate, and the Blue Jays do it again.
th walk-off win for the Blue Jays. 13th walk-off loss for the Angels.
Hanging, breaking ball, and Encarnacion knows it. He knows he got enough of it. Is it going to stay fair down the left field line? Certainly. Right off the Sportsnet sign.
Encarnacion walks off the Angels for a second time this season. He did it back on August 14th right here in this ballpark.
How about the swing? Flat. Stays in the hitting zone a long time, and yes, sir.
Hits one in the air to left center field. Long run for the Phillies outfielders. They're not going to get there. It splits them. Rajai Davis, a double to plate Yunel Escobar with the game winner as the Blue Jays celebrate on the field. They come back and win their first at home in extra innings. They're 3-4 in extra innings on the season. 6-5 Blue Jays win over these Philadelphia Phillies to make it 2 straight.
You know, we've talked about this team being a very resilient team and a team that will battle you. You hand Cliff Lee a 3-run lead in the 8th inning and you think it's over. Blue Jays keep battling. They score 3 in the 8th, 1 here in the 10th. Capped off. What an afternoon for Rajai Davis. There's your game winner.
Yeah, Rajai got 2 chances to drive in a man at third base, one with 1 out, this one with 2 outs, and this one he comes through on. That's a big win for the Blue Jays to go a game over 500, and the Phillies are reeling now as they take another loss.
3-2. Cooper lines it into right. That'll win it. Rios chopped the ball, and David Cooper delivers a walk-off single to right. The Blue Jays will win it 3-2. Ghost bounces it up the middle. This should win it. Here comes Echeverria, and there's no throw. Anthony Ghost wins it. A walk-off base hit.
Well, at first you don't succeed, try again, and that's exactly what the Blue Jays do. They thought they had it won when the ball went down the right field line the first time, and then with 2 strikes, they try a breaking ball to Anthony Gose, and we've been telling you he's been having better at-bats, and he bounces it right back through the middle for the game winner.
How about the Las Vegas connection? Yan Gomes with 2 outs in the 9th inning hits a home run to tie it. And then with 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th, Anthony Gose wins it. A base hit up the middle. His 11th RBI of the season.
Stay right on that baseball. There was no give to that front shoulder. And once it got into the outfield, no chance to throw out Echeverria at the plate. Too much speed, and the Blue Jays win it.
0-2. Base hit. Bautista has won the ball game in the 10th. He's driven in all 4 runs. The first walk-off win for the Jays this year. And their first series win against Tampa Bay in 16 series.
Right man in the right spot right there.
The tying run is at third. Johnson. The pitch swung on, hit in the air, left center field. It'll go all the way to the wall. Aaron Sebia scores. Here comes DeRosa. Kawasaki wins it with a base hit into the gap in left center field. The Jays are winners.
Game long, the Blue Jays were looking for that one hit that would put them over the top. And it comes courtesy Munenori Kawasaki. What a at-bat by Kawasaki. Fans are chanting him up.
Kawasaki comes through.
3-2, you gotta figure he's going to throw him a fastball, and he does. And with DeRosa taking off 3-2, he's going to score easily. Kawasaki has the game-winning RBI. Aaron Sebia can trot home. You see DeRosa is already around second base when that ball hits the turf. And on this homestand, the Blue Jays have their second walk-off win.
Jose Bautista did it against Tampa. Kawasaki against Baltimore, and the Jays get the split. What a finish in the 9th.
Base hit, the Blue Jays win it. Rajai Davis, a walk-off single with 2 outs in the 18th.
Well, they're jogging out to greet him. Usually they fly out of the dugout. And there's a case where all day long, Ron Washington has his third baseman on the line. And this time he's off the line just enough. Rajai hits it right by him.
Down the line, and that's a game winner set up by the air. That allowed Bonifacio to make it all the way to third base, so you play the percentages off the line, and Blue Jays happy with the W.
Everybody in the dugout celebrating when that ball is waved fair. The Blue Jays win it. They've taken the first 2 of this series. 18 innings, 5 hours and 28 minutes. Rajai Davis delivers. Stay tuned for Connected. We'll see you tomorrow. Ball in the strike. Base hit. The Blue Jays will win it. Rajai Davis for a second time this year. A walk-off base hit.
Well, it's not the playoffs and it's not the World Series, but right now there is some kind of energy in this stadium. The fans showing their appreciation. Rajai Davis comes up huge with that hit. Great night, great win, great job for the bullpen. The boys fought back, and Munenori Kawasaki continues to grow as a legend here in Toronto.
The 3-2, ground ball through the middle, rounding third, Bonifacio, the throw to the plate, not in time. The Jays are winners as they get ready to head out west. Rasmus does it with a base hit through the middle.
Blue Jays needed this one before they start that 10-gamer. Colby delivered. Walk-off win. That ground ball found a hole up the middle and into center field. Or no chance for the Astros to get him. You can see how deep the infielder playing, trying to knock it down. And once it got by right, no chance for anybody to get it. And here's the reaction from the bench. They're loving it.
Enjoy that flight out to Oakland. The Jays come away with the win. Colby Rasmus.
1-2. Off the glove, the Jays are going to win it. Brett Lawrie has walked off the Red Sox. They win it 4-3. Rajai Davis comes in to score. He had the big leadoff double in the bottom of the 10th.
That's why you want your hottest hitter swinging the bat right there. Good adjustment by Lawrie with 2 strikes. Choked up just a little bit, let that ball travel just a little bit more. Hit a good breaking ball just out of the reach of the shortstops, and the Jays win the ball game.
Brett Lawrie moved into the 5th spot behind Encarnacion, and it pays off.
Right here at the big RBI off the glove of Drew. On the breaking ball scores Rajai Davis, and the Blue Jays needed that with a left angle. You can see the approach by Lawrie.
Goes squares to bunt and drops it up the first base line, and they're going to reach it, and they throw it away. Pilar's headed to third. They're going to send him home. Here's the throw to the plate. The Blue Jays have walked off the Rays. Oviedo might have been better off just to let this ball roll.
He wasn't going to throw him out, and he's got a horrible angle to try and throw him out from behind there. Once it gets by Rodriguez, you put the pinch runner in. Pilar, he slides ahead of the tag, and the Blue Jays win again.
Anthony Gose is credited with a base hit. Oviedo charged with the air, and Pilar stopped at second. Look at Rivera, the third base coach, sending him all the way from first, and the Blue Jays with their first walk-off win of the season.
How about this dive? Look at that, airborne, Pilar. No chance for Solis, and the Blue Jays do it again.
To short right field. Arcia waits for the hop, comes up firing. Here's the throw to the plate, and the Blue Jays win it. A pair of 2-strike hits in the ninth.
Melky bunts it up the third base line, and it's a beauty. Solarte throws it away, and the Blue Jays are going to win it. Melky Cabrera with a beautiful bunt. And the Blue Jays win it 7-6 in the bottom of the ninth.
talked earlier about the Blue Jays. They were disappointed after giving up that 6-run lead, but it was only tied and they were at home. So you get last at-bats. A beautiful bump by Cabrera. Some indecision right there between Solarte and Warren when he throws it away. Reyes can trot home with the game winner.
Jose Reyes set it up with the leadoff double, the third walk-off win for the Blue Jays. Casey Janssen the winner. Blue Jays have won the first 2 of this series. We'll do it again tomorrow night. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Connected coming up. Ken and Ivanka. More baseball on Sportsnet 1. We'll see you tomorrow night. Swing and a drive, and this one's over. 3-run home run, and Encarnacion walks off the Brewers. Number 26, a 3-run home run. Encarnacion has taken over the major league lead in RBIs.
He's 69. He was just waiting for that hanging breaking ball. You could just tell his approach at the plate, and when he gets his pitch, it's a mistake, and he ends it with one swing. Watch where this ball is. They want it down and away. Edwin's looking out there, and this looks huge. When you're looking out away for that breaking ball and he hangs it over the middle of the plate, Edwin knows what to do with that. How about this swing? A laser to left, and he knows it.
Driven to the alley. Razzadab is not going to get it. Valencia's headed for third. He's being waved toward the Blue Jays are going to win it. Nolan Randall, a walk-off double.
Looked like a slider right there from Chamberlain, and Lionel's got plenty of power. He drives this ball to the gap. Again, it stays in the ballpark, bounces up against the wall. No chance for the Tigers to get it in. Valencia circles the bases. Blue Jays have a big win. Here comes Valencia. He's reading up all the way. He could slow down. No chance.
The Blue Jays walk off the Tigers for a second consecutive day. First pitch hitting. Here's a base hit to left field. Rasmus around third. Here's the throw to the plate. Not in time. Reyes walks off the Rays. One pitch from Bellevue, and the Blue Jays win it. Their second walk-off win, 7th walk-off win of the season.
Well, you called it, Buck. Jose Reyes looking for that first pitch. He likes to jump on a pitch early in the count. It's exactly what he got from Bellevue. 87 mile per hour, a little cut piece right there by Bellevue, but Jose jumps all over it. Great job by Luis Rivera, the third base coach here, waving Rasmus home. Make the defense make a play, put the pressure on them, forced to throw. Colby Rasmus got a good jump from second base.
Great inning as Colby Rasmus dropped down a 2-strike bunt to start the inning. Then he stole second base when Kawasaki struck out. And then Reyes jumps on the first pitch from Mello.
Well, Reyes came out of that dugout looking for a first pitch. He was probably hacking no matter where it was. You can see the ball being picked up just as Colby's getting to third base. Throws into the runner a little bit, but that's what you do. And as a third base coach in this situation, Luis Rivera is saying you are going to need to throw us out at home plate. Good aggressive move, waving Rasmus home, but Colby got a good jump, good hard slide. He was going to take a perfect throw.
The Blue Jays win it 5-4 in extra innings. Jose Reyes comes up with the RBI, his 40th RBI of the season. The 7th walk-off win for the Blue Jays this season. Colby Rasmus with a 2-out base hit. But we must remind you, there's a protest in line back in the 4th inning. Now let's go to Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn, Blue Jays Central, and they'll break this game down. Good game, good win for the Jays. Part of the Blue Jays lineup to deal with here in the 10th. High and deep and way back at the wall. Goodbye, home run. Josh Donaldson has walked off the Braves.
You know, the Blue Jays have had their share of walk-off wins, but not a lot of them on a walk-off home run. They got one last year by Edwin Encarnacion against the Brewers, and they get their first one of 2015 courtesy of Josh Donaldson.
Good game all around for the Blue Jays as Donaldson picks up his 3rd hit of the game. His 3rd home run. He got his first shoot last night. His 3rd home run. Season-changing inning. Josh Donaldson, his 2nd home run of the night, scores 5 runs, drives in 4, and they do it against one of the best in the business, David Robertson.
And they do it with the home run. How about this? He knows it. He got all of this showing a little bit more power to right field, right into the bullpen, and fires up the Blue Jays. Taking that party out into left field. Wow.
What a job by the Blue Jays in the ninth. Munenori Kawasaki started it all with a pitch double. Then Reyes drove him in with a base hit. After Donaldson lined out, Bautista had a pop-up that fell for a base hit.
and then the double steal got the tying and then winning runs into scoring position, and then a tough slider. Told you he was going to throw that slider. And Colabello sends it back through the middle softly. No chance for Marisnick to throw him out, and the Blue Jays can celebrate another win.
Home run after missing 2 games. Home run number 13, and the Blue Jays got some. Blue Jays win 7-6. Josh Donaldson after the game winner. Josh Donaldson has come up with so many hits for the Blue Jays, big hits late in the game. If it's a home run against David Robertson or a single right here for Morales, he has done a lot for the Blue Jays this year.
His second 4 RBI game of the season, and he walks off the Kansas City Royals, and they came back against the toughest bullpen in the American League. Blue Jays showing a lot of character. And how about the effort of the Blue Jays bullpen? They retired 13 straight to give the Blue Jays this opportunity.
And they were the ones who shut down a very good hitting team, the Kansas City Royals, giving the Blue Jays a chance. Tulowitzki is blocked to second base, and he can jog home with the game winner. Josh Donaldson does it again. And look who ends up coming out of the dugout first. David Price over the railing. The newest Blue Jay.
What a big win for the Blue Jays. Twice they were down by 3 runs. Tulowitzki with the 1-out single comes in to score the winning run, and the Blue Jays are up into celebration here in the 11th.
6th walk-off win of the season for Ryan Goins, his 5th home run, a 2-run homer on a breaking ball.
I told you that this team doesn't give up a lot of home runs. Their bullpen is very good, but this breaking ball just spun up over the middle of the plate, and that allowed Ryan Goins to get that bat head out and through. He's been swinging a hot bat. He's made those adjustments. I'm telling you, they're paying off, and they're paying off big time for the Blue Jays. What a way to end this one.
The Blue Jays score 5 runs on just 6 hits, and they wait till their last at-bat to hit a home run. They walk off the Indians, and what a job by the Blue Jays. A never-give-up effort. Hits like that. His 10th career walk-off hit. His 3rd walk-off home run of the season.
I think he just won the MVP this afternoon with that hit.
Blue Jays 4, Rays 4, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Strike 1 pitch. Fly ball deep left field. Yes, sir, a walk-off home run again. Jays 5, Tampa Bay Rays 4. Bottom of the 9th inning. Josh Donaldson's 41st is another game winner's 3rd walk-off home run. Unbelievable.
Here's Smoke. His home run tied it in the bottom of the 9th. Now he drills one to deep left field. And that's a game winner! Justin Smoke homers to tie it in the 9th and win it in the 10th. A much-needed victory for the Blue Jays as they beat the Rangers 3-1. Fly ball to right field. This is going to do it. It's going to be a game-winning RBI single for Russell Martin. And for the 2nd night in a row, the Blue Jays walk it off. I hope that wasn't a lucky jersey, but he probably doesn't care if it was.
Well,
he needed
Russell,
a big hug, didn't he?
He sure did. He got a couple of hits in his last 2 at-bats, but obviously that's the big hit of the ball game. Ground ball. Travis Shaw at 3rd. Throw is get away. The Blue Jays win it. Like he's even thinking about an at-bat. Fly ball deep to right. Get up, ball. Get up, man. God! The 5th walk-off home run for Edwin Encarnacion.
Travis and the Blue Jays win on a wild pitch. Blue Jays win. Blue Jays win in the bottom of the 12th on a wild pitch that got away from Norris. Travis scores from 3rd.
ground ball to the right side. That'll win it. That went in kind of strong. It was the walk-off RBI base hit, and the Blue Jays come from behind in the ninth.
The Orioles bring their infield all the way in. Even though they've turned a lot of double plays.
Oh, there's a drive to deep left field, and the ball game is over.
Absolutely electrifying moment to send the Toronto Blue Jays into the ALDS against the Texas Rangers, and he knew it as soon as the ball left the bat.
Well, everybody in the ballpark knew that was gone. Got every bit of it on a first pitch fastball.
That's 2 lap flips in 2 years for the Blue Jays. 4 of their 5 runs scored of home runs from Bautista and Encarnacion, who might not even be with the ball club next year. Both free agents.
So we'll do it again. 8th pitch of the at-bat. Another payoff. And Martin on the ground. Andrews makes a play, goes to second, out there, throw to first. Oh, and what a play. But here comes the runner, Donaldson. He's saved. He's saved. The ball game is over. The Blue Jays are moving on to the ALCS. Jeff Bannister is requesting a Hail Mary challenge.
From a double play ball to a game winner. Contact. Made contact. You win the game with contact.
Put it in play, put pressure on the defense. Heads up base running by Donaldson.
Moreland was lucky to pick it. Keep it in front of him.
Was there interference at second? That's what they'll want to know.
No. Bad throw. Moreland keeps it in front of him. Play at the plate. He gets in with a headlong dive. All they're asking for is a play at second base.
Donaldson with the mad dash all the way from second scores the winning run for the Blue Jays. Surely will be confirmed here by Joe West. Joe West is about to feel like he just hit a walk-off.
What's the challenge? Second base.
It's the only thing it could be.
Yes.
Is that Bannister saying the slide into second disrupted the throw, but he remained on the bag, never left contact.
And he went right over the top of the bag, too.
Here it comes, folks. No interference. Blue Jays win. The Toronto Blue Jays have eliminated the Rangers and the first team to move on. Back-to-back seasons in the American League Championship Series.
Donaldson double. Headlong dive. Finishes it off.
On a bad hit. Scoring from second.
Of course, Blue Jays fans are reveling in the fact that it was Odor who made the bad throw, too.
For the first time in Blue Jays franchise history, they sweep a postseason series. And John Gibbons is heading back to the ALCS and a matchup with either Cleveland or Boston.
Center field. This ball game is over. Kendrys Morales, a walk-off homer off Tyler Wilson. And the Blue Jays win it 2-1. Take and be aggressive.
He was, and it's a fair ball, and the Blue Jays win it. Ryan Goins with another big hit. Had himself quite a night, and the Blue Jays come back from 7-3 down to win it 8-7.
Swing and a drive! Just get up, and down! Ballard has worked off the Mariners. Take off. There's another high drive to right. Joyce watches. This one's going to go. Ball game. The sixth time the Blue Jays have hit back-to-back home runs. The second time in a row it's been Smoke and Morales. Swinging and drive, left field, and this one is gone. A walk-off grand slam.
Enjoy that trip around the bases. Steve, you earned it. He got back into the count.
Swing in the drive. Get out, ball. Get out, ball. Get out of here. He's down again.
That is unbelievable. Blue Jays throw a 7-spot in the bottom of the ninth inning to win it 11-10. Steve Pearce twice in 1 week win games for the Blue Jays with walk-off grand slams. Wow.
2 home runs in the inning. The 25th home run the Blue Jays have hit in the 9th inning or later. And Steve Pearce for the second time on this homestand. Hits a walk-off grand slam.
Well, they're going to send all the fans home happy on Russell Martin. Red replica jersey day, Canada Day baseball.
1-1. Up the middle, a base hit. Bernie around third getting away. The Jones throw, not in time. And Urena wins it for the Blue Jays. In a year where there have been more lows than highs, the bottom of the ninth inning tonight provided one of the highs and another big moment for an impressive rookie.
Base hit to right field. Pilar comes in to score, and Maile has had a terrific night. The first walk-off win for the Blue Jays this season. And Luke Maile drives in the winning run.
That gives him 3 RBIs tonight, 7 on the season. How about him going down and getting that little low slider? Because I can win the game for the Jays with a solid hit to right field. How about that?
Luke Maile certainly had to gain a lot of confidence when John Gibbons left him into at bat in the 7th. With the bases loaded, Gibbons gave Maile an opportunity, and Luke delivered the 2 RBIs to tie it. He would score the go-ahead run at the time in the 7th, part of a 4-run inning. And now he wins it with his second hit of the game and his 7th RBI early on.
Hit, wild pitch, intentional walk, hit by a pitch, and that set the stage for Luke to win it. Blue Jays sweep the Royals. They get to do it all again tomorrow. Go down and get that ball.
So Luke Maile delivers the game winner. Kevin Pilar single to left with 1 out. He scores the winning run. A terrific at bat by Maile. And the Blue Jays have their first walk-off win of the season, and they improve to a perfect 10-0 when they score 4 or more runs.
2-0. And a swing and a high fly ball, deep right field, and this game is over. What a night for Curtis Granderson. At 37 years of age, he can still turn one around, and he does it to give the Blue Jays a walk-off win.
Granderson cut down the go-ahead run with a terrific throw from left field in the 9th inning, and he hammered that thing. His 4th career walk-off home run, his first walk-off home run since September of 2016. Playing with the Mets. What a night for Curtis Granderson, and that snaps the Red Sox winning streak.
Red Sox looking for the double play grounder. First pitch to Maile. Swung on, hit in the air, and the gap in right center field. That's hit deep. That is up, and that is gone! Lukey Barrels walks it off with a 2-run homer. No home runs this season heading into this game, and 2 tonight. 1 to tie it in the 7th, 1 to win it in the 12th. The Blue Jays take down the Red Sox by a score of 5-3. And he is mobbed by his teammates at home plate.
Swinging a drive, get down, ball. This is going to win it. Here comes Hernandez, and the Blue Jays will walk off the Orioles. Melendez Diaz with a 2-strike, 2-out RBI base hit, and the Blue Jays win it in 10.
How about that for never say die for the Blue Jays? RBI, or excuse me, that double in the 9th inning was on a fastball, and I think the word's getting around that he can turn on anybody's fastball. So Castro goes to his second best pitch, the slider, and that ball is ripped into left field by Diaz. Blue Jays, happy campers. Watch him get the head out and pull that ball to left field. They missed him defensively, and they miss him offensively now. Good to have him back in the lineup.
Teoscar Hernandez with a leadoff double, a hustle double. He got himself into scoring position, and Aledmys Diaz delivers the game-winning hit. And you can see a much-needed base hit. The Blue Jays have been struggling to win ball games, and they win the first of 4 here against the Orioles. Ball 4, and the Blue Jays win it. A walk-off walk. And the Blue Jays win it 4-3. Luke Maile credited with the RBI.
They haven't had a lot of success against Michael Givens in the past, but the walk to Smoke just opened up the floodgates. Morales single, a hit by a pitch, and then a bases-loaded walk. And the Blue Jays have won the first 3 games of this series. They're now 7-1 in extra innings this season.
They played good in extra inning games. John Axford did a great job pitching a couple of innings. He'll be credited with the win. Michael Givens, 2 walks in the innings and a hit batter. He'll be charged with the loss, and the Blue Jays have won the first 3 games. This is the first series they've won since middle of April. Smoke high and deep. Get up, ball. Get up. Get out of here. Done. Smoke walks off the Tigers.
If you get yourself into a fastball count against a fastball pitcher, get it ready. And that's just what Smokey did. 1-0 fastball, and the Blue Jays have another walk-off.
The Blue Jays have their 6th walk-off win of the season, thanks to Justin Smoke, who has homered in the first 2 games of this 4-game series. For Smoke, his 3rd home run against the Tigers this season, and the Blue Jays win it 4-3.
And now here's Aledmys Diaz. And remember, it was Diaz who hit the ball off the wall in right center to lead off the bottom of the 9th. Thought it was out, didn't get out of the box quickly at all, and that's not like him. And a ground ball between 3rd and short, and everybody's safe. It scoots into the outfield. Martin will score. And the Blue Jays find a way to walk it off here in the bottom of the 10th.
The hero of the night, Aledmys Diaz. That should be his 4th hit. A game winner as it finds its way first past Nunez, the 3rd baseman, then under the glove of Beckham, allowing Martin to score from second base. And the Blue Jays have their first win of the second half.
The 2-1 is whacked to left field, and this game is over! Kevin Pillar into the 200 level. His 12th home run of the season is a walk-off. And as he nears the plate, he ditches his helmet and disappears into a crowd of teammates. The Blue Jays walk off the Cleveland Indians by a score of 3-2.
What a moment that the Blue Jays had been waiting on for a big hit. They left the winning run at 3rd base in the 9th inning. They had the winning run on in the 10th inning. Some of the rookies were playing into the late inning dramatics, and guess who gets it? The wily veteran, the longest tenured Blue Jay.
Smoke hits it. Get out of here. This ball is up. Oh, my God. A walk-off home run. Oh,
my. Words could not describe it. Looked like an off-speed pitch. Yeah, change up out over the plate. Smokey recognizes it, and he's got that beautiful home run cut from the left side. It's down where he likes it, and he just lifts that thing right out of
here. 3 home runs in the inning, and look at Gurriel. He knows it's gone immediately.
And so does he.
Justin Smoke, his 2nd walk-off home run of the season, caps off a 7-run bottom of the 9th.
High fly ball to deep right center. Laureano getting back, and the Blue Jays will walk it off. Drury hits it out. in the bottom of the ninth. It started with a Guerrero double, and it ends with a Drury homer as the Blue Jays beat the A's.
But he's going to be as aggressive as possible. When he sees Smoke initiate that swing, he's going to be on his toes to break for home.
Yeah, he had a good 15, 20-foot running start, and he's doing it again as Smoke pokes the ball into left, a base hit. Galvis getting the wave, will come in to score, and the Blue Jays walk it off again. They score 4 runs in the bottom of the 11th inning, sweep the A's, and get back to the 500 mark with a pretty improbable win here this afternoon.
And Justin Smoke gets his first hit. Wouldn't you know it? It'd be an opposite field base hit for Smoke. Kind of emphasizing this entire team's approach lately. It has paid dividends. Brandon Drury got the big hit. Sogard with another great game. Freddie Galvis scores the winning run, and the Blue Jays sweep the A's for the season, and Elvis Luciano picks up his first big league win.
Way to go, Elvis Luciano. And what can you say about Brandon Drury with all the struggles that he had in the first 3 weeks of the season? What he has done last weekend in Oakland, this weekend against Oakland.
Takes his spot at third. He gets the home run and sets the table for this pitch. Justin Smoke stayed on that wicked sinker down and away, and the Blue Jays have done this all series long. Going the opposite way to get big hits. Freddie Galvis on that bad hamstring scores the winning run, and what a great comeback for the Blue Jays.
Driven to deep right field. How about that? Billy McKinney walks it off here in the bottom of the 10th. Just back from the minors, and he homers to win it for the Blue Jays.
His 4th home run of the season, and his first at bat since coming back from AAA Buffalo. And the Blue Jays have their 3rd walk-off hit of the season as they salvage the final game of this 4-game series against the Angels. There he goes, swinging a drive. Get out of here, Paul! Get up! Get out of here! Danny Jansen walks off the Royals.
We were just talking about getting yourself into a position to get a good pitch, and Jano laid off those tough breaking balls just off the plate to get that room service fastball, and he knew what to do with it.
First career walk-off home run for Danny Jansen. A couple of firsts for the Blue Jays young hitters. Calvin Biggio hits his first career grand slam. Danny Jansen wins it with his first career walk-off home run.
3-2. He doesn't want to walk him. He's been having trouble getting that breaking ball over for a strike. Here comes the fastball right down Broadway, and Danny Jansen puts a good swing on it.
And that's going to get through. Ball game. 2-strike contact for Justin Smoke. He is the man tonight for Toronto.
Driven to center field. Hit it hard. And hit it out. Teoscar Hernandez walks it off in the bottom of the 12th. What a ball game.
If you aren't impressed with these young kids, grit, toughness, determination, I don't know what's going to do it for you. They were down 8-1 after 2 innings, 9-2 heading into the latter part of the ball game, and they come all the way back to win it thanks to the home run. 21 in a row to set up this low fastball. Teoscar said, I got this. Home run number on the season. Blue Jays have a walk-off winner.
Wow. A rocket to straightaway center field. Valiant effort by Heredia, but couldn't get there. And watch this dugout explode.
This coming from your number 9 hitter. The 8 and 9 hitters for the Blue Jays today, accounting for 7 hits and 4 home runs.
1-1. High in the air to left field. Frazier back. And that is your ball game. Bo Bichette walks it off.
Bo Bichette with the walk-off winner. His first walk-off knock in the big leagues, and he is mobbed at home plate. The Blue Jays beat the Yankees 6-5 as Bo Bichette walks it off with his 11th home run of the season.
And the Blue Jays bullpen gave the offense a chance to win it, and Bo Bichette comes through with his 11th home run, his 3rd hit of the night. He had a terrific night at the plate.
Boy, have yourself some kind of start to your big league career, young man. What a night for Bo Bichette.
And Iasonia still going strong behind the plate.
Swinging a drive, and this is going to win it. Anthony Alford has walked off the Orioles. The 6th walk-off home run for the Blue Jays this season, and they win it 11-10 in 15 innings.
And that smile on his face tells it all right there. Happy Blue Jay players on that walk-off home run from Anthony Alford. Good job, young man.
Anthony Alford with a terrific effort tonight. His first big league home run couldn't have come at a better time. A walk-off home run. And he and his brother-in-law can celebrate. They both went deep in this game tonight.
Looked like it might have been a changeup, something that he could get out in front, and I think he knew he got it. Look at the smile on his face as he comes around to score the game winner.
Jed at first, 1 down. 2-2 on the way. And a swing and a base hit into right field, and they will win it. Travis Shaw drives in Anthony Alford with the winning run, and the Blue Jays are victorious in their first game in Buffalo. Again, the 3-2, and a chopper into left field for a base hit. Gurriel with a bouncer that goes for a single, scoring Hernandez, and the Blue Jays will walk it off in game 1.
Boy, what a nice win for the Blue Jays. And again, you've got to compliment the bullpen on a terrific job they did.
Making contact and making things happen. Infield is in. And a big bounce over the head of Bohm into left field, and the Blue Jays will win it 3-2.
Another good at-bat by the Blue Jays late in the game, and Teoscar Hernandez, who had struck out in his previous 3 at-bats, gets a base hit and scores the winning run.
And he sends a fly ball to center. It is deep. It's gone! Randall Grichuk walks it off, and the Blue Jays find a way to win it. How about that?
Randall has just tied Jose Abreu with the most home runs since August 14th. That's his 9th home run. And he didn't hit one until August 14th. And a big win for the Blue Jays on a tough night and a tough loss for the Orioles. But what a ball game, and what a hit by Randall Grichuk. Down to their final out, trailing by a run, and Grichuk gets a cutter and stays on it. This approach has worked wonders for him, using the big part of the field. He hits his home run, a 2-run shot, number 9 on the season. And the Blue Jays walk off the Orioles in the first of 4 games here in Buffalo.
And are now 2.5 ahead of them for the last playoff spot. What a finish. And a ground ball into left field, a base hit. 1 run is home. Here comes Grichuk. And the Blue Jays win it. They walk it off again as Teoscar Hernandez delivers in the bottom of the 9th. And the Blue Jays take it 6-5. Good for him.
2 strikes. Game on the line. He never panicked. You could see him gathering his thoughts, saying, I have worked for this. I know what I need to do. He stayed with his approach, and he's rewarded. Another fastball. Teoscar stays inside the pitch and pulls it into left field and drives home, too, and the celebration is on. What an inning for the Blue Jays, and time again, they've come back when it looks like they're going to lose. Randal Grichuk on his way out to meet his partner, Teoscar Hernandez, and celebrate. Look at the bench. The bench erupts as they know they're going to win it right here. The throw to the plate not nearly in time.
Good times right now for the Blue Jays. They've won 4 in a row and 11 out of 14. And are 4 games over 500. They'll go for the sweep tomorrow afternoon.
Breaking ball high in the air. Hicks ranging back at the wall, at the track. Get out of here! God! A walk-off home run for Bo Bichette. Have a day, Bo.
His other home run went to right field. We mentioned the base hits. It only took him 86 games to get to 50 career extra base hits. Add 2 more today. And the Blue Jays are going to win the series against the Yankees, just like they did at Yankee Stadium, on a walk-off this time. He's played in this ballpark. He knows that if you get it up in the air in right field certain times of the day, it's going to carry on out of here. It does. He has a multi-home run game. He's driven in 2 runs. He had a stolen base. He played airless defense. What an afternoon for Bo Bichette.
There's a base hit, and the Blue Jays are going to win it. Randal Grichuk singles into center. Espinal comes in to score, and the Blue Jays will walk off the Braves.
Randal Grichuk is such a different hitter than the one we saw about 2 or 3 years ago. He cut his swing down again. It looked like a slider from Jones. He's basically a fastball slider pitcher, and he's cut his swing down, didn't overswing, and just hammered that ball back through the middle. What a piece of hitting. What a hitter he has turned into.
Nate Jones takes the loss. Jordan Romano will be credited with the win. That is the 4th career walk-off hit for Randal Grichuk, his 3rd as a Blue Jay. What a comeback win. They were down 5-2 going into the bottom of the 6th, and they scratched and clawed, and they've won the first 2 games of this 3-game series.
What would you say at that time? That the Blue Jays are never out of it because of the home run power, but it takes that hit right there. You can see how he's got plate coverage. It's a slider away. He doesn't try and overswing. Just punches that thing right back through the middle. He's bought into that approach at the plate, and it has paid dividends for both Randal Grichuk and the Blue Jays.
So the Blue Jays now are 13-12. They move a game over 500 as Randal Grichuk delivers another RBI single. They win it.
Anything over the outfield is hard, the game's over.
There's a fly ball, and this is going to do it. Martin deep left center, and that'll be it. Vladdy Guerrero comes in, and what a dramatic comeback for the Blue Jays. They win it 6-5 in the 9th, coming all the way back. Job by the top of the order. They put the pressure on the Marlins, and they cashed in with a comeback win. Joe Panik with a game-winning RBI. Friday, they'll have an off day. Joe Panik delivers a big fly ball that Marte never caught, and it'll be interesting to score, but it doesn't matter because Vladdy Guerrero is going to come in to score. The Blue Jays win at 6-5, and they sweep the 2-game series. Remember, the Blue Jays have just one hit. Semien goes after the first pitch, high and deep to left. Get up, get out of here, and gone! Game winner for Marcus Semien. His first career walk-off home run. Something special going on with this Blue Jays ball club, folks. Marcus Semien hits the home run off one of the best closers in the game, Matt Barnes, and the Blue Jays win it 1-0.
And all it took was the Jays to come back to Canada, and they're a new team playing in front of their home fans. Matt Barnes, one pitch, he's going to get stuck with the loss, as Marcus Semien's been doing this all season long, crushing that inside fastball a long way to left field, and the Blue Jays have a walk-off win in game number 1. We're just getting started this afternoon.
Again, the 2-2. Fastball hit high and deep to left field. And the Blue Jays win it.
One of the most dramatic comebacks we have ever seen here at Rogers Center. Down 8-2 in the 8th with 2 outs. Gurriel hits a grand slam. Breivik Valera reaches base for a second time. George Springer hits his second double. And Marcus Semien, with a 3-run home run, beats his former team with a career-high 34th home run. What a ball game.
Raimel Tapia, the batter, a guy who makes a ton of contact. The set by Strom, and again the 2-2, and it's sent to left field. Verdugo makes the catch. Here comes Bichette, and the Blue Jays win it.
What an at-bat by Raimel Tapia against a tough lefty. He fell behind, he stayed with his game plan, and eventually won that one with that drive to left field. How about the Blue Jays, the never say die Blue Jays?
Tapia with 2 huge at-bats late in this game. The Springer home run, of course, was monstrous in the 9th. What Romano did in the top of the 10th should not be forgotten. And what a moment. Ripped into left. Here comes Bo. And Vladdy and the Blue Jays have won it. What a night for Vladimir Guerrero Jr., his 4th hit of the game as he lines one into left for the game-winning single to bring in Bo Bichette.
You can tell the timing has been there. He's been swinging a hot bat lately. First base is open. You say, okay, I don't want this guy to beat me. I'll take my chances. Maybe I can get a ground ball double play. But Vladdy says, I'm going to turn around that 100-mile-an-hour heater and rip it into left field. The Blue Jays, and this is what I mean about we were talking about, you're up by a lot, you give it back, and then you win it. The emotion we saw from Cimber coming off the mound, and now the emotion we're seeing from these ball players, it can go a long way for the Blue Jays. These emotional kind of wins can help push you through these tough parts of the season.
The 0-2. Bouncer in the hole, off the glove, into left. Here comes Tapia, and the Blue Jays win it.
You know, there's a thing in baseball called a character win. I think this is a character win. Let's see what you're made of. You come into the bottom of the 10th inning, you're down by 2 runs, you put together some really good at-bats. You cap it off with a base hit through the left side by Teoscar. This is going to pull everybody together. It just found a way past Bobby Witt into the outfield and let the celebration begin.
And what a celebration that was. Danny Jansen with a base hit into left field. Chapman around third on his way to the plate and in there safely. And Danny Jansen with a huge night tonight as the Blue Jays walk it off. What a night for Jansen and Buck. Did they ever need that win here tonight?
Absolutely. Their 7th extra inning win. Danny drives in 4 runs with a big home run in the 7th, so you make it a 1-run game, and then wins it with an RBI single to drive home the winning run here in the bottom of the 11th. And boy, oh boy, it seems like it's been a week since they've won, but they snapped that 3-game losing streak and get back on the winning track.
Yankees are going to throw to Vladdy. The pitch. Swinging a line drive, base hit into left field. The Blue Jays are going to win it. Biggio scores. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. delivers in the 10th. The Blue Jays race onto the field, celebrating a game winner. Pure elation at Rogers Center. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with the line drive into left field. Absolutely no chance for Cabrera to make a play on Biggio. He scores, and the Blue Jays walk it off. 3-2 the final in 10.
Up the middle and through. That's a base hit, and that's your ball game. Already the 6th come from behind win for the Blue Jays this young season. As Springer bounces one through the drawn-in infield, and the Blue Jays win it 4-3. And Dalton Varsho trying to walk it off. Line drive to right, and he wins the ball game for the Blue Jays. A guy who needed a big hit came up with a huge hit for his team, and the Blue Jays win it 1-0 in 10.
A game-winning base hit for Varsho.
That was a huge moment, and he is enjoying that celebration out there.
For the tying run at third, Chapman the winning run at second, but there are 2 outs. And a swing and a base hit. Guerrero in to score. Chapman on his way home, and the Blue Jays win it. Danny Jansen, the hero here this afternoon with a 2-out, 2-run single, and the Blue Jays have just swept the Atlanta Braves. Merrifield hits it weakly to third and beats it out. And somehow, some way, they win this ball game. Well, as we said, style points don't matter, and they certainly didn't get any in the bottom of the 13th, but they won the game. And now a well-hit ball to center. And it's off the wall. Biggio on his way to third. On his way home, and the Blue Jays will win it. Matt Chapman delivers with a double off the center field wall in the bottom of the 9th. And the Blue Jays win it and sweep the series. Sends a fly ball to right. He's hit it well. And it's gone! Davis Schneider sends him home by walking it off with a 2-run homer here in the bottom of the 14th.
Swing by Davis Schneider. He was 0 for 5, had struck out 3 times, and his power is thought to be the left side of the field. Not anymore, folks. He gets to sport the home run jacket in a terrific game for the Blue Jays. All hands on deck, and they came through with a opposite field extra inning 2-run home run by Davis Schneider, his 7th of the season, and that'll give him 29 RBIs, and what a pretty swing this is. Ball was up and out over the plate, and he knows it's got to be off the wall at least, but it bounces into the bullpen for a game-winning RBI. That's the first walk-off win for the Blue Jays all season long.
Boy, this guy keeps getting more popular by the day, Buck, and he is earning every bit of that from the fan base. George is ready to rock. Up and over, and that's a W for the Blue Jays. Boy, inning after inning, chance after chance. Let's give the bullpen a lot of credit, too, for the job they did to put some zeros up. And finally, Davis Schneider has a huge moment here to walk it off for the Blue Jays. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa with a line drive base hit to score Cavan Biggio, and the Blue Jays beat the Orioles.
Well, what a good inning for the Blue Jays against Craig Kimbrell. You had mentioned they had 1 hit in 40 at-bats as a team, and they get 2 hits in the inning.
Early Clement to left field, the base hit, and the Blue Jays walk it off. It's been a frustrating season in Toronto. A hard-fought win, and one night after getting blown out 13-0, they top the Texas Rangers 6-5. And Ernie Clements, 3 hours and 12 minutes, twists and turns, lead changes along the way, and the Blue Jays win Game 1 of this 3-game series.
And now he drills one to deep right field, and he does walk it off. Loperfido ties it, and Barger wins it as they go back-to-back in the bottom of the 9th. You talk about opportunities for these younger players to make a statement about where they may fit in next year. Joey Loperfido and Addison Barger going back-to-back as the Blue Jays walk it off in the bottom of the 9th.